Naja John Nad and Juanito in the doorway of my tiny house in Acamal, Mexico. It's going near sunset. The sun has gone behind that building. The later part of the afternoon, I can't sit here because it's too hot. But I just got back from downtown, and I want to relate how mysterious and magical my trip was downtown, but I want to give a little backstory. Uh, for the 4 months, for almost 5 months that I've been in Acamal, I've been saying it's a little pueblo where nothing happens. And a couple weeks ago, I decided I absolutely need to leave here, even though it's been really good for me after a chaotic time. And my first couple of months here were really grounding and really good for me, including getting into this house, which my landlord is magical. He's a Mayan man, salt of the earth, deep. Every Mayan person I meet, there's a deep underlayer that I'll probably never penetrate, but they are special people. And he's haunted in his own way. But we're friends. We're good friends, and we've even come through one argument and came through fine. It's a lot like what happened between Trump and Claudia today. Trump, with all his bluster, was going to push her around, and she gave just the right concession to buy time, something she could afford to do without in any way seeming to capitulate to the bully. It was very smart. And that's the way our fight was. I was getting all ready to be really self-righteous with him, and out of the blue, he gave me something I didn't expect him to give. And then I wanted to give, and then it was fine. A few days ago, the theme for me was lightning can strike at any time, because here in Acamal, where nothing happens, it's a very different country when you cross the highway and you go down to the resort. All the rules are different. It's all international travelers and sophisticated, interesting people, many of whom speak English. And on, I guess it was, Tuesday, I met, as I was coming through the hotel to get down to the beach, I passed a woman who was really foxy, really sexy, really so attractive. And then I settled into the smoking lounge, the outdoor smoking section, where I often have interesting encounters. And I was alone when I got there. But then a guy came along from Texas, someplace, and we had a good talk in English. And then she popped up again. And she was from London, speaks obviously great English, and had lived in a camper van for 2 years. And I just came off of 4 years living in a camper van. And that's blood sister. If you know that life, we are brothers and sisters. And we had a lot of excitement talking about what it's like. She had been 2 years in an ambulance that she converted to a camper van herself, so she's handy. And when she was getting ready to leave, I said, well, you're extraordinary. And she said, yeah, you are too. I thought, wow, something could happen there. And I found out she just got down and she's going to be here for 2 weeks. That was Tuesday. And I looked for her at the beach and didn't see her. I looked for her in the water, didn't see her. Stopped to smoke on the way out. And as I got there, she and a couple of friends got there. And she was different with her California friends. She had come here to meet friends from Chicago, my town. So that set it up where we could have lots of conversation. But she was with a couple of California friends of them, and I didn't like them much. And she was a teeny bopper. She became the 20-something she is in a way that, and I said, fine, that's good. I handled it fine because I had had a spectacular swim. Oh my God, that was the highest swim I've had, and I get high out there. So that was all fine. But as she was leaving, I said, good music here Friday night. My friend Natalie rocks. She says, will there be dancing? I said, probably. She gets people dancing. So I thought, okay, we planted the seed. So I went to the music on Friday night. She didn't show. Now, there's lots of reasons why she might not have showed, and she did not have any way to reach me. It never made sense to. That was an extra step that would have seemed forced. So maybe she's wondering about me. I don't know. But right before I left, I met a really cool American woman, probably mid 50s, lovely. And then as I was getting ready to leave, because I found nobody to dance with, her girlfriend says, grab her, she'll dance with you. And she turned around and took my breath away. She was so lovely and sweet. And we just barely got to dance, and the set ended. I said, you gonna stick around for the second set? No, we're leaving. And we had established that she was married, but her husband doesn't dance. Well, maybe you'll come another time. No, I'm going back home to the U.S. tomorrow. Oh. So I did give her my information and made sure she knew what my current YouTube was. And the next morning, as I was cleaning the apartment and dancing early, I went, you're falling in love with her. And I was. And I did. I fall in love easy. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it felt the most powerful in a long while. And she's, aside from being married, but I'm all about non-monogamy, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know is the watchword. This morning I've been making videos that I like a lot that feel strong. And I made 2 videos this morning that I haven't posted yet that feel real strong about the theme of I don't know. Getting humble about not knowing. Being available to the mystery of lightning striking. And then finally had to get to town to get provisions. And every step of the trip downtown felt magical. I've been here 5 months almost, and I went down a street I've never gone down, or maybe once, but from the other direction. And everything seemed different, and I had a different perspective on Main Street from up on a hill. I went to the laundry place to pick up my laundry, and Carlos there, who's a good guy, and I've taken laundry to him twice before, and he has pretty good English. He said, yeah, I said 90 pesos. I'm charging you 50. I said, why? Yeah, I don't know. I said, just because I'm a good guy? Yeah, you are a good guy. That was nice. That was very unexpected and good timing because I don't have too much money. And then he introduced me to his wife, who was lovely. And he said her name is Juliet. No. Her name was Diana. And I immediately just belted out, oh, please stay with me, Diana. I think I surprised both of them. And I said, and then I translated it, I want you to stay with me. But I don't want you to stay with me. I want you to stay with him. And it was fun. It was big fun all around. And then I kept surprising myself by not going the direction I thought I was going to go. I just, at several points, went, no, don't go that way. That's what you always do. No, don't go that way. It's what you expected to do, but you're not going to. For some reason, I didn't understand. And because I did that, I met another new woman who sells drinks, and she was selling Mayan water, and that's part of the mystery of this place is the Mayan race, the Mayan spirituality. I said, and she spoke good English. I said, if I drink it, will I get wise? And she liked that. And it was delicious. It was really delicious. It was not what I expected to get at all. And she was from Mexico City. And for some reason that I didn't even know when I was doing it, I had looked up this morning, what's the slang term for someone who's born in Mexico City? Is chilango or chilanga. And it said in the search I did that some people don't like the name because for many people in Mexico it means they're hoity-toity, stuck up. They think they're so sophisticated because they're from the capital. And some of them prefer to be called Diseño or Diseña, the name of a district in Mexico City, and other people prefer Capitolano or Capitolana from the capital. So Chilango. And so why did I look that up this morning? And at the very end, we got names, and she's Julieta. First Julieta I've met in Mexico. And yesterday, for some reason, I was listening to Dire Straits' Romeo and Juliet. So what's that about? And she was wearing like a burqa, like everything was covered but her face, and it was real bright colors, beautiful. So I took that drink down the street, not the drink I was expecting to have, but it was wonderful. And I was haunted by her. I couldn't get her off my mind. And then I went, "You didn't pay her. You didn't pay her." "Well, good. You have to go back." And I looked up the other alternative names for people from the capital. And I went back and I said, "Yeah, I don't find her physically attractive, but in other ways attractive." And so we chatted about. I asked her, "Do you prefer Capitolina or Diseña?" She says, "No, I prefer Buen Hombre." "Well, what's that?" "That's guys. That's guys. Women don't use hombre for themselves." Now, she may have meant it in the general, just a good person. I went, "Is she lesbian? Is she trans?" So mysterious. And when I walked away, I went, it took me a while to get it but you could talk to her. She's complimenting your Spanish, and her English is, not only is her English really good, she said the way she learned it was by watching American TV, and she likes the show Two and a Half Men sitcom. And I said, "But humor is the last thing that's supposed to translate. Humor just doesn't translate." No, she likes it a lot. She thought, well, if she gets that humor, she would get my humor, and that's one of the loneliest parts for me, is that I'm a funny guy, and it's important to me to help people laugh, but it's tough. It's been really tough to land a humorous line in Spanish. I said, "Well, doofus, you could talk to her. She's someone you could talk to, and she has that stance. She's there on a regular basis, and she's been here for 10 years. And my last stop was going to be the supermarket, and I realized you got a heavy load. You've got your laundry, you've got everything you need. You don't even go there. So I surprised myself with that, and then the whole way home I was thinking about her. And as I was unpacking my stuff here, I couldn't get her off my mind. Now I don't know. I don't know why. Sex? I don't think so. She's almost my age, and I didn't find her attractive. Women my age can be really very attractive to me. I don't know. I just know that the Lord was guiding me today. Why'd I go there? Why'd I go there? Why didn't I go there? Why did I look that up today? Why did I hear Romeo and Juliet? I don't know. And that's what my videos were about this morning, was getting comfortable with not knowing, not feeling like you have to know all the time. And I was tracing how every spiritual path I followed as an adult, in one way or another, taught me that, to get over the notion that you know and your need to know. And I say all the time that Mexico is a land of enchantment, and it has been consistently for 2 years, and it is. I will be here forever and not fully puzzle it out, and I don't want to. But it's special. And I'm very happy to be here, and I cry almost every day about how happy I am to be here. And am I going to move to Tulum? I think probably. I've been saying that. Tulum, there's lots more English speakers. There's all kinds of interesting people. I can sell my coaching products there in a way I never could here. But there's some things I have to put in place, and it's not going to happen right away. I don't know. I don't know. That's the good news, and that's the bad news. Yeah. That's the good news, and that's the bad news. I don't know. Thank you. Bye. Buenas. It's still tardes. We don't say noches until dark. It's not dark. But the whole time I was talking about that, I sure wasn't conscious of the environment. It might have fallen dark for all I knew, because this was so important to me to talk about. Thank you for listening. Bye.